It's midnight. Cat is on the couch, phone in paw, scrolling, searching, not for food, not for water, searching for a feeling. Then, Cat sees it, a flash sale, a limited edition ceramic bowl. Cat didn't need a new bowl 10 seconds ago. Cat has 3 bowls already, but this one is different. This one is shiny. Cat's paw hovers over the screen. Then, brain sends a signal. That's a big treat, the brain whispers. Click. Face ID glows. Transaction complete. For a heartbeat, everything feels right. 2 days later, the box arrives at the doorstep. Cat opens the box. Sniffs the new object. No fireworks. No joy. Cat looks at the bowl. Cat looks at the old bowls. They all look the same now. 10 minutes later, Cat is back on the couch, phone in paw, scrolling again, chasing the next purchase. Why? Why does Cat want things so badly until the moment they are owned? It's not because Cat is weak-willed. It's not because Cat is bad with money. There is something deeper happening in Cat's brain, something called cheap dopamine. Most cats think dopamine is the prize. They think you get a hit when you eat the fish, or when you receive and use that new shiny bowl. They think it's the chemical of pleasure. They are wrong. Dopamine is not about the fish. Dopamine is about the search for the fish. It is the neurochemical of more. In the 90s, the great cat scientists discovered how rewards and dopamine work. They gave a treat to Cat. At first, Cat's brain flooded with dopamine when the treat was eaten. But then, they started playing a bell before the treat arrived, and the results were wild. The dopamine stopped spiking when the tuna was eaten. Instead, the spike happened the moment the bell rang. Dopamine became the bell. It became the anticipation. And Cat's brain loves 3 things in this system: the hunt, the novelty, and the relief.
The hunt is the anticipation, is the I'm about to get it feeling. This is why adding a new bowl to the Amazon cart feels better than owning the bowl. The cart is the bell, and the click on the complete purchase button is the spike of the hunt. Novelty is anything new. Cat's brain is wired to notice anything fresh: new bowls, new cat scratchers, new tuna snacks. And relief is the escape. Cat uses a purchase to fix a mood. If Cat feels lonely, Cat buys a tuna treat. If Cat is bored, Cat gets a new scratcher. It's not about the item. It's about the 5-minute escape from being Cat. When Cat scrolls, every 50% off banner is a bell ringing. At this point, Cat is living in a constant state of the tuna is coming, and that state feels better to the brain than the tuna itself. To see why this is so dangerous, we have to look at Cat's ancestors.
Thousands of years ago, Cat was a wild hunter. Resources were scarce. Tuna was hard to find. Survival depended on one rule: more is better. Dopamine helped wild Cat survive. Fast forward to today. Cat, it's not wild Cat anymore, and still has that same ancient hardware. Cat's brain still thinks that seeking equals survival. The rare opportunity is a lightning deal. The valuable resource is a plastic gadget. The hunt is online shopping.
The problem: tuna treats are now abundant and no longer scarce. And Cat's brain doesn't have a stop button for seeking. Now, if it were just Cat's wild old brain, Cat might be okay. But the engineer cats building the apps know Cat's biology. Their goal? Remove friction. Friction is when Cat has to find its wallet and card. Friction is typing the card numbers. That 30-second gap is Cat's only chance to wake up. The cat's prefrontal cortex says, wait, we already have a bowl. We need that money for cat litter. But the apps took the brakes off. One-click buying, Face ID, saved shipping info. Engineers have turned a complex financial decision into a reflex. And reflexes are faster than thoughts. By the time Cat thinks, the order confirmed screen is already glowing. They also use a trick from the casino world called variable rewards. If a mouse hole always had a mouse, Cat would get bored. It's the uncertainty that makes it addictive. When Cat scrolls, he pulls the lever of a slot machine. Maybe he'll see a discount, maybe a promotion, or maybe nothing. Then, a shiny deal appears. That maybe is the most powerful force in neuroscience, because it is uncertainty, and uncertainty is addictive. Why does Cat shop more when Cat is stressed? because buying gives fast relief. When cat is tired or overwhelmed, cat's brain looks for an exit. Cat is not thinking about next year. Cat is thinking about right now. And the cat scientists call this emotional anesthesia. Cat doesn't wake up and say, "Today I will become addicted to small purchases." It happens in tiny pieces. A boring afternoon by the window. A stressful week at the cat office. This is also why cat shops at night. It's called decision fatigue. Cat is tired. Cat has been all day at the cat office. By 11:30 p.m., cat's prefrontal cortex is exhausted. When cat's prefrontal cortex is out, the impulsive kittens take over. They don't care about the budget. They want the new bowl now. And the trap is simple. The reward comes before the regret. In real life, mistakes hurt fast. Cat touches a hot stove, cat learns instantly. But with spending, it's reversed. Cat's dopamine hits at the click. The overdue notice comes weeks later. So cat's brain logs a win. Cat's brain remembers. Shopping feels good. Cat may know it's broke, but the impulse only wants that dopamine spike.
So cat says to itself, "It was cheap, so it's fine. There is no risk." But low risk is not no cost. Every time cat says yes to a $5 urge, cat weakens its muscles. Cat is training cat's brain to be impulsive, and it shapes cat's identity. Cat starts seeing itself as someone who always buys things. Then, cat's identity becomes a cage. And to maintain balance, cat's brain uses a process called homeostasis. Think of it like a seesaw in the park. When cat gets a massive high from shopping, the seesaw tips toward pleasure. But the brain wants to be level. So to balance the high, it puts weight on the other side. This is the dopamine crash. This is why cat feels restless or empty after the box is opened. Cat isn't just unhappy anymore. Cat is uncomfortable. And how does cat fix that discomfort? By hopping back on the phone to get another spike. It is a cycle of addiction. Cat is shopping just to feel normal again. Constant cheap dopamine rewires the brain, weakening the prefrontal cortex. So slow things start to feel like torture. Reading a book feels slow. Saving tuna for retirement feels slow. Building a skill feels slow. Cat isn't just missing money. Cat is missing his ability to be bored. And boredom is where creativity lives. So how does cat take the power back? Cat doesn't need to throw the phone in the litter box. Cat just needs to slow down.
How? Step 1. The 48-hour rule. Cat can't buy anything on the first C. Cat can add it to the cart, but then gotta close the tab and walk away from the screen. If cat waits 48 hours, the emotional wave drops. The item stops being magic and starts being plastic. Step 2. Reintroduce friction. The apps make it easy. Cat must make it hard. Delete the saved payment info, the shopping apps from the phone. Cat has to force the brain to type the numbers every time. Every extra click is a speed bump for the kittens. Make the easy path difficult.
Step 3. Identify the trigger. Before clicking buy, cat must ask one question. What feeling came first? Was it boredom? Was it a fight with neighbor dog? Once cat sees the pattern, cat can break it. Cat isn't buying a bowl. Cat is trying to fix a feeling. Then, cat has to find a cheaper way to fix the feeling. Step 4. Swap cheap for deep. Cat's brain likes completion. If cat is bored, instead of shopping, cat should finish a task. Cat can organize the toy basket or groom for 10 minutes. It gives cat an earned dopamine hit. And earned dopamine has no crash. Step 5. Change the environment. Unsubscribe from tempting emails. Turn off the notifications. If cat doesn't see the laser dot, cat won't chase it. Cat is not weak. Every time cat waits, every time cat says, "Not today," cat is proving that an urge is not an order. It will make cat's life calmer, and cat's tuna vault much, much bigger. At the end, the laser dot is just light, and the real tuna treats are the ones cat keeps. Don't fall for the fake tuna treats the tech industry throws at you. Stay curious, stay smart, and keep your paws off the buy now button. Until next time.